my newsletter for today has been delayed a little bit in the process. I haven't managed to get as many pictures and stuff as I'd have liked to have included in it to show you all, so I thought I'm just going to push that back a few weeks and maybe swap it over for a video for you today to give you my 10 top tips for new photographers. Hoping some of them will help you and some of you can relate to them. So yeah, please do have a watch and take them all on board. Let's go. Number 1, shoot manually. This is a big mistake that a lot of photographers make, especially when they're starting out. You can't take an amazing, intense picture with all the colours and everything on auto mode. I'm sorry, but you just can't. You need to learn the basics of ISO, shutter speed and aperture in order to be able to control what you want your picture to look like. Do not let your camera decide what photo you get. You decide. It takes practice, trust me, it does. There are so many video tutorials and books on the internet these days that will help you to learn those basics of manual mode, but it really is worth it. You do need to do it. Number 2, be aware of your surroundings. You could be at a big event and you're so focused on taking that perfect picture that you're backing up and you step into the road and you get run over and you die. Or another situation would be you could be by a lake, photographing a family by a lake, and you could take one step back and you could fall in the lake and your camera is now broken. So don't risk those things happening. Obviously stay safe. As well as focusing on taking the perfect shot, you need to be aware of what's around you and be careful, don't trip over cables or children or steps or curbs or anything like that. Just keep an eye on where you are and what's around you. Number 3, study different study different styles. I, as a photographer, do follow certain photographers' work. I'm sure everybody else does as well. Obviously without copying them, you need to sort of play around with which styles you like, which styles you think you might like. Again, without copying, nobody likes a copycat. So just study, look around, see what's about, decide what's for you and go from there, and just practice, and eventually you will get to where you want to be. Number 4, spares. Obviously, everybody needs to have a spare, pretty much a whole spare rucksack filled with photography equipment, spare batteries. Always keep your batteries charged whenever you've finished at a shoot. To take them out of the camera, put them straight back on charge, just so you know that they're charged for the next day. You don't want to go and run out of battery charge in the middle of the shoot, because that would be terrible, obviously. Spare memory cards, spare everything, basically spare lens caps. Spares are very, very, very important. I would really advise that you do get them. Number 5, do not throw your pictures away. This is one big mistake that I made when I first started out in photography. Everybody always asked me how I got into it, and it's all down to one picture that I took 9 years ago, and I threw that picture away and I don't know where it is now, and I really, really, really wish that I had kept it, because I would love to show it to everybody who's ever asked me. Again, you could take a picture of somebody today out on the street, and 20 years later you could find out that they're some mega worldwide superstar, and you've got a picture from before they were a superstar. So keep hold of your pictures, whether they're blurry, whether they're absolutely awful. Obviously you would have improved over time since you've taken that picture, but just do not throw them away. Back them up, get an external hard drive. They are pricey, but it's worth it just to keep your pictures safe. Number 6, show your better photos. Photographers can plan shoots for months in advance, and it's mainly because they want to capture maybe 5 absolutely amazing shots from the shoot, as opposed to capturing 50 average, alright kind of shots. You need to work on getting the amazing shots that capture everybody's attention. You don't need to go to a shoot and take 500 pictures. You don't need to do that. You just need to prepare, get your lights right, get your model right, get everything planned and prepared, and go from there. And just show off your best images, not the ones that aren't your best, if you know what I mean. Number 7, this is a sort of a 2-for-1 that I'm giving you here. Must-haves. You must have a tripod. If you don't have a tripod, you might as well just chuck your camera in the lake. Tripods are a very essential part of photography, very important. They get forgotten about a lot, but they're a decent one. They're not expensive unless you want to get an expensive one, but as long as you just go with a decent priced one. Great for capturing shots in low light conditions, including light trails, fireworks, sparkler images. Yeah, get a tripod, because seriously, even if you rarely use it, just get one for the sake of having one, because you probably will need it at some point. No matter how still you think your hands are being, you'll take the picture and you'll get home and you'll realise, actually, I'm not very still at all, I'm very shaky. So get a tripod and use it. The second must-have is a 50mm prime lens. I actually did a video on one of these, a review a few months ago, so you can find it on my YouTube channel, which will explain everything about it and why you should have one. I know a lot of photographers do recommend having one. They're probably the most affordable lens that you can buy online. They're about £80, that's how much I got mine for, and they're absolutely amazing. Got a really wide aperture of f1.8, so pretty much says it all. Number 8, have a subject. This is again another very common mistake that new photographers make. If you go out on the street and you're taking a picture in the street and there's no subject, there's just people walking around next to fruit stalls and bread stalls. I mean, what is there for people to look at? You need to have a subject in your picture to get your viewers in. You need to capture the viewers' attention to get the viewers to look at your work. You need to have something interesting in that image, no matter what it is. Just make it interesting. Get closer to something. Instead of taking a picture of a whole blueberry bush, get right up close to one blueberry and take a picture of it with all of its detail and all of its colour. And trust me, the difference that you will notice in those two pictures from far away to being really close, you will just be so amazed. Just have a subject in your picture for the sake of not having boring pictures, trust me. Number 9, shoot fearlessly. Do not be afraid of anything. If you see a gorgeous person walking down the street, go and ask them if you can take their picture. I mean, obviously don't be a stalker about it. If they say no, then, you know, everybody gets rejected. But just don't be afraid of anything. If you see a shot that you want to capture, do anything to get that shot. Just do absolutely anything. Lay on the floor, get up close, I don't know, get up high, jump. I don't know, just for example, if you're at a gig and you're a few rows back from the front and the singer on stage pulls some amazing, intense, crazy pose, and you shoot the picture and you get home and you actually realise that there's heads in front which are blocking the rest of the picture and the composition's completely off. Fight your way to the front of that crowd and get the picture that you want to get. Don't let people hold you back. Just do whatever needs to be done to get the picture. Trust me, you will not regret doing anything that you might have to do to get the perfect shot. Just do it. You'll be so happy that you did. Plus, it obviously increases confidence levels. So it's a win-win for everybody, really, isn't it? And number 10, complete a personal project. Set yourself a goal. Set yourself a deadline. Set yourself something new to learn. Last year, I set myself a challenge of completing a charity calendar to raise some money for the Help for Heroes charity. I got in touch with 12 fitness models from around the country and asked them to come down to my studio, which they did, and it went really well, and I'm still in touch with a lot of them now. And just set yourself a goal. If you ever feel like you're losing motivation to do what you love, then just set yourself something to complete. Don't wait for an opportunity to come to you. Set yourself something to work towards, and you'll get your motivation back. Do not lose something that you're so passionate about. It nearly happened to me once, and I'm so glad that I managed to pull myself back from it, because it just seems like such a waste. If you enjoy doing something, just do it and set yourself projects. Don't wait around for something amazing to drop into your lap, because a lot of the time that's not how it happens. However much we would like it to happen, it doesn't. So yeah, just set yourself goals and make yourself proud of what you're doing. So that's it for my 10 top tips. I hope this video has been quite good for some of you. I hope the tips that I've come out with for you, you can take away and learn from. And I hope some of you probably agree with a lot of the things I've said. So what I want you to take away from this video is to buy a tripod if you haven't got one already. Look at buying a 50mm prime lens if you haven't already. Don't be scared, don't let anything hold you back, don't fall in a lake, and enjoy it. Just keep enjoying what you're doing. Subscribe to my website, which is www.emmashamaya.co.uk, where I send out weekly photography and modelling tips. Obviously this week's gone a bit messed up because it's sort of switched over a bit. But next week is actually going to be a Q&A with Alex Crockford, fitness model, which is going to be quite awesome. So yeah, keep posted, and thanks for watching.